and just say, welcome everyone, Che Baba. Happy everyone's here this morning. We're here to celebrate the life of Meheru Irani. And I'd like to start by saying that we have a couple of things lined up, and that when we're done, then we would ask that you raise your hand to share. And we do that by raising our hand digitally. We hit Alt-Y on a PC, Option-Y on a Mac, *9 on a phone. There's a reaction button at the bottom. And I've made arrangements with one or two of you to just know to call on you so you don't have to worry about raising your hands. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start the video.
rushing stream, without a babble, without a dream, till I felt life within me surge and fill me with an urge to know my soul, to reach the goal, and to give my all to the ocean whole. You changed my world the day you came into my life. Oh, keep me in the circle, in the close circle. Keep me in the circle of your love. I had wandered in a desolate land where hope would not grow, till the day you took my hand and you let me know of a love so tender, a love so true. Oh, Meher Baba, that love is you. You changed my world the day you came into my life. Oh, keep me in the circle, in the close circle. Keep me in the circle of your love. When I entered your realm, what peace I found. I knelt down and kissed the ground, where still are fresh the imprints of your feet. And I quenched my thirst with such water sweet, graced by your smile. Meher, how beautiful is this garden, where the earth and the air with your fragrance is laden. You changed my world the day you came into my life. Oh, keep me in the circle, in the close circle. Keep me in the circle of your love. You changed my world the day you came into my life. Oh, keep me in the circle, in the close circle. Keep me in the circle of your love.
Now,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just wanted to thank you for the most beautiful slideshow with touching songs and really stunning photos. Meheru Rustam Irani was born of royal Meher Baba lineage on October 2nd, 1927. She met Meher Baba while she was still in her mother's womb, and then shortly thereafter. Meheru was Mera's niece. Mera's mother, Franny, was Mera's sister. Her father, Rustam, was Adi K. Irani's brother and the eldest son of Baba's spiritual mother, Gulmai. Her grandfather, Kaikushru, owned Meherabad. Meheru's parents were engaged by Baba's instruction at Manzili Mean. The wedding was held in 1923. Her birth name was Meheru. Her mother, Franny, named her for her sister, Baba's Mera. Meher Baba gave her the name Meheru to distinguish her from Mera. Her family lived in the same compound as his women's ashram, which was located in Nasik, near the Godavari River. This was in the early 1930s. Baba would often spend the night at Meheru's house, and as a child, she was constantly in and around him and his women disciples. They stayed a few years. Baba visited often. Baba ate at Meheru's place. Her mother did the cooking. As soon as Meher Baba arrived, the children rushed to embrace him. She was one of 5 children, and they all wanted to be first. They could bow down to his feet, and Baba played with them. Once she got hit on the nose and lost blood. Baba always had sympathy, love, and concern for her. One time she had a quarrel with one of her brothers and was sulking and refused to eat. Baba fed her every morsel. And it was a little difficult for her mother in the sense that Baba would have the mandali have a 1-hour meditation, and it had to be 100% quiet. Her mother had to keep the children quiet for a whole hour. So she would feed them sugar cane juice. They would make flowers and other ways to spend the quiet hour together. And the Westerners were also there in Nasik. She remembers Norina, Nani, Jean Adriel, Rano, Kitty, Ruano. She said they had a lovely association with the Westerners during that time. For school holidays, they would stay at Kushru Quarters, now the Trust Compound, and it was a lively place. Sarosh stayed there with his family. Vilu's relatives came, so many children. They would visit Pimplegown Lake for swimming, and they would also go to Happy Valley. So it was a fun time. One year they stayed at Mehrabad. Baba's orders were not to cross the railway lines, so they never saw Upper Mehrabad that year. It was her first time seeing Mohammed the Must. To her, he was strange and intriguing, and she told him repeatedly to wipe his nose. Gustaji told her not to tell him that. In 1937, Baba's birthday was celebrated in Nasik. Grain bundles were made to be distributed to the poor. It was not a big birthday celebration, but she does remember a trained monkey who embraced Baba, which to me would be a child's remembrance. Or a teen at that point. In 1938, Baba's birthday was celebrated for the first time on a grand scale. Meheru's mother was called to come a week early to help with the arrangements. Meheru was determined to join. She was not happy about being left behind, and she remembers chasing the car as her mother left. When her mother got to Baba, the first thing he asked her was, "Why didn't you bring Meheru?" And for that particular birthday, the mother had made Meheru a very pretty dress, and she proudly showed the dress to Meher Baba. After 1938, she and her sister would attend boarding schools, and they would spend all their vacations with Baba wherever he was. In 1942, Meheru joined the Women Mandalis Ashram as a young teen. In 1942, Baba evidently plucked her out of raging Ganges River in the Himalayas, where she was drowning, where they were staying. In 1949, she was one of only 4 women to accompany Meher Baba on the new life. In 1952, she traveled to the West, USA, and Europe with Meher Baba, Mera, Mani, and Dr. Goher as the women. They stayed in the guest house on the Meher Center. After the car accident in Prague, Oklahoma, it was Meheru who placed Baba's head gently on her lap as he lay in the road on the side of the road after the car accident while they waited for help. She served Baba and Mera both, helping Mera with Baba's personal work in the garden, with their many pets, and with correspondence, sewing, and household arrangements. After Baba passed away in 1969, She continued to serve Meheru until Meheru's passing in 1989. In 1993, she visited the West. She was the guest speaker at the LA Sahavas, and she came to many areas throughout the US, including our area, the San Francisco Bay Area. Here's what Don Stevens wrote about Meheru on December 28, 2001. Meheru, a niece of Meheru, and has been with Baba now for decades, always accompanying her, and whenever Meheru went on trips with Baba. While she has been in the background during the lifetime of Meheru, in recent times, she too has shown the strong intelligence and character that was so evident in Meheru. She has been made the head of the Trust's archive activity and has done a superb job of organizing that complex and very sensitive work. Meheru wrote nursery rhymes in Meher Baba's time, children's book, and co-authored Tales of the New Life. Shariar Books wrote of her, as good at flower arranging as she is with hammer and nails, tender-hearted, quick-witted, and adventurous, Meheru is a surprise and delight for visitors to the women's side of Meherazad. And her moving stories of Baba's love for Meheru and Meher's love for Baba are unforgettable, providing a rare glimpse into the secluded world of his closest women disciples. As the last remaining women Mandali member, she cared for Meherazad, and she shared her reminiscences of life with Meher Baba, Meheru, and the women Mandali on the veranda with each of us. Meheru passed away at the age of 84 on April 21st, 2012. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Yeah, I loved Meheru. I just loved Meheru. And yesterday I just had a little wave of really, really, really missing her. She was quite a character, and she was one of the three Mandali who most influenced me, the other two being Meher and Mani. And I had the great privilege of staying with her some at Meherazad and just being around her every day, here and there over the years when I lived in India. And yeah, those were one of the very big gifts that Baba gave me. And she was a lot of fun. She really was a lot of fun. And Gordon will tell you about that, I guess. You know, Gordon, by the way, was her favorite boyfriend, I think. She had quite a few boyfriends, but I think Gordon was the number one. Yeah, I'll just tell you a little funny story first. I was on the porch one day, and there were a bunch of pilgrims there. It was Pilgrim Day, and somebody, you know, a sweet young thing who I think was fairly new to Baba. I don't remember who it was, but she asked Meheru, she said, "Oh, Meheru, could you tell us more about the new life? What was the best thing about the new life?" And she said, "When it was over." So, I just loved that. But that was sort of a typical Meheru crack. And I just love that about her. Anyway, this is a song I wrote partly for Meheru. Oh, by the way, Ruthie, that video was just stunning. Really, really, really stunning. I hadn't seen it. And it was just gorgeous. Thank you so much for doing that. Anyway, this is a song I wrote. It basically started in the tin shed way back when I was a pilgrim. And I started thinking about the women Mandali at Meherabad Hill, on the hill. There were just very few of them in the East Room, leading this very, very sequestered and cloistered life. And just thinking mostly about just how they were. And I was thinking mostly about Khorshid, actually, because Khorshid was there. Meheru was not, because she was very young in those days. But later, I don't. The song scene changes to being Meheru on the porch, watching Baba and Mara walk around Meheru's arm in arm. So the story is, only I would know that, but now you know it too. So anyway, this is called Mara and Meheru. Did you see them there, where the moonlight greets the morn, and the love sweet air could take your breath away, when a lover's prayer meets an ocean overflowing. Did you see them there, Mara and Meheru? Did he take her hand? Was his arm around her shoulders? Did she touch his face as she combed his long brown hair? Oh, how he looked at her, how her golden heart was shining. Did you see them there, Mara and Meheru? Were the moon and stars reflected on their faces? Can you feel them now, in all these holy places? As twilight claims these hills, and the shadows weave the evening, can you find their names as you zoom, and can go with them as you walk among the roses? Will you take me there, Mara and Meheru? Will you take me there, to Mara and Meheru? Jai Baba.
Just had to pause. That was so beautiful, Cindy.
That wasn't what I was planning to sing, but oh well.
Jay Papa. Well, maybe you'll have another for us if you stick around.
I'm sticking around.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, then I'm going to ask Gordon if he would mind unmuting. Let's see, where are
You
you?
muted now?
Yeah, there.
Okay.
Yes. Let me-
Okay. I was in Myrtle Beach earlier this year, and Kathy Riley, I went over to see Kathy Riley and Tom, and she was really saying, wouldn't it be a good idea if you came online and there was going to be a meeting? And I said, no, no, no. And what I was trying to say was, no, I'm not prepared. And I'm prepared now to speak. So when I first came to India in 1977, I came the day after Meheru's 50th birthday. And I immediately thought that this is both my friend and my mentor, and in the Baba world. And within 2 or 3 weeks, I was working for her out at Meheru. I was playing cards with her in the afternoon and enjoying her company as well at other times. So I prepared 3 little things to read, and one of them is about working for Meheru. One is about when we would play cards, and the third one is about Meheru, the way she was when she was away from Meheru. And so I'll start with the first one. When I lived at the Trust and worked at Meheru in the 70s, Meheru would give me many jobs to do. I was not successful at all of them. One example was fixing the solar water heater on the roof of the main house. One morning, Meheru asked me to follow her up to the roof. She pointed out the solar water heater and explained what she wanted done. The roof was covered with terracotta tiles, which I would need to go over. So I started to walk out to the heater. Each step I took was accompanied by a tink, tink, tink. A laughing Meheru started yelling, "Stop, stop, come back." I was breaking every tile I stepped on. After I got back off the roof, Meheru took off her sandals, gathered up her pant legs, and walked gazelle-like up to the heater to fix it. At the time, I weighed almost twice as much as Meheru. That day, gravity worked against me. I often felt Meheru was giving me an opportunity to serve Baba at a cost in time to herself. Many jobs she could have done herself faster with the help of the village men who worked for her at Meheru. I, however, am grateful with every fiber of my being that she gave me those jobs. For me, working at Meheru has been a link to Baba's love. Thank you, Meheru. Thank you, Baba. The next one is about playing cards with her.
Can you hold that picture up? Can you see that? Get a little closer. Is that visible?
I think everybody, okay.
Thanks, that was good.
Yeah.
When I came to Meheru in October 1977, I quickly became friends with Meheru Irani. Soon I was working in a number of odd jobs under her supervision. I generally arrived at Meheru at 10 a.m. and worked until 1. Then I had my lunch and rested. At 3 p.m., I had Alba's tea. One day, about 3 weeks after I arrived, Meheru asked me to come back to the porch to Baba's house after tea. She taught me how to play double solitaire. I was a slow learner. The best analogy I can give is I was a novice chess player and she was a grandmaster. She could see the whole game with perfect clarity. I was lucky to get through the game. Occasionally, she would get caught up in playing with her cards and she would have to wait until I played my cards. She would laugh with crinkly mirth and say, hurry up, put that card up there, that card there. In time, I got better, though I would only win about 1 in 10 games with her. So I decided the only thing to do was to cheat. This was how it worked. It was Meheru's job to prepare the tea for Meheru's tea. So she would leave the porch and go to the kitchen to boil the water. It would be my job to shuffle the cards. I would shuffle the cards only once. I had figured out that since the piles from the last game were all in order, one shuffle would split the cards out evenly in such a position that we would each have the cards we needed. That worked pretty well. Now I would win about 2 times in 10. That wasn't enough. I had to do better. So I devised a second strategy. When Meheru was gone in the back, I would deal the cards, and then I would look at the cards, her cards and mine, and rearrange them to favor me. I started winning about 3 games in 10. Well, all was well until one day she came back early and caught me. She walked in just as I was putting down one of her stacks. She laughed and laughed. Meheru's laugh sounded like choir bells and would touch my heart. We played on, Meheru with a smile on her face. We played for many more years until Meheru was in her mid-70s. I still play solitaire on my computer today. We never played for money. However, I think we should have played for Sanskaras. I couldn't lose then. This one is about a trip that she took to Mount Abu. And geez, I forget the year, but I think it might be on here. Baba was always in motion, outwardly and inwardly. Baba kept the Manali quite busy as well. When I spent a day on the women's side, I would never see Meheru slow down. She was always doing something. On Meheru's porch, she was often thinking ahead. She would get something Meheru needed to do or something for a pilgrim. This one-pointedness made her seem quiet and reserved. However, when Meheru was away from Meherazad, she was relaxed and playful. She had a spirit of fun. This story is about that side of her. Meheru decided to take a trip to Mount Abu in 2007. She wanted to document all the sites visited when Baba stayed there in 1949. She was the last person who knew where the sites were. Ren and I were in India for her 80th birthday. She planned to go on the trip before our stay was over. Meheru asked us if we wanted to see her off in Pune. We stayed at her hotel, the Pachratna, in Pune overnight. We had lunch at a restaurant called Mainland China. At lunch were the people going with her. At lunch, well, this isn't written very well. We sat at a large round table. Meheru's companions were Shelley and Janet, Heather, and Kristen. Meheru was happy. She was on vacation. She decided to have a peg before lunch. She had her favorite drink, she had the favorite Irani drink, scotch. Everyone around the table had a drink as well. The food was great. There were large bowls of fried rice, chicken dishes, shrimp dishes, fish dishes. There were Indian breads and Western breads. We all had dessert, ice cream, cakes, kulfi, Indian treats, and a fortune cookie. How fortunate we were. When the time came to go to the airport, Ren and I volunteered to take Heather and some luggage because there wasn't enough room in Shelley's tiny car. When we got to the Pune airport, it was a madhouse. We got all the luggage sorted out and took it up to the door. Ren and I had to stop at the security checkpoint. Meheru was very excited. She rushed in with her companions. Just like that, they were gone. It was all so quick. Ren and I felt empty. As we turned to leave, Meheru rushed out from the security point and embraced us. It was a big, unguarded hug. Both Ren and I were dazed. Today, I feel like it was Baba who hugged us. It was that powerful. We returned to Meherabad with our hearts full. In a few days, we returned to our home in Myrtle Beach. And then a postscript would be, sadly, Meheru's trip did not end well. She had a pre-existing heart condition, but had been okayed to go on the trip. She got a flare-up and had to end the trip early. Meheru recovered and lived many more years at Meheru. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Gordon. That was just beautiful. Jay Baba, if you
Yeah.
have anything else, any point, just let us know.
If I
Love to-
what?
If you have anything else, excuse me, I have a frog. If you have anything else you'd like to share at any point, please feel free. Love to hear from both of you. Jay Baba. All right. Excuse me. I'm wondering if anybody else would like to share. Rosalie. Jay Baba.
Jay Baba, I just found Meheru just so stunningly beautiful. Just one time I mean, I don't think I ever said two words to her, but her presence, you just knew when she was there. And one time I had asked Mara for a rose out of Baba's bedroom. And she said I could have one. Yeah. So I brought it out and I'm sitting on the porch before Mara came out. And Meheru, with her Meheru force, was quite strong. She says, Rosalie, that is not your rose. Like, and I says, Mara said I could have it. And she changed so quickly into total acceptance from this very forceful, what are you doing? That's not right. And it was so beautiful to see that. I would say the control, she just felt very controlled in this beautiful way for Baba, just for Baba. And I'm sorry I never played those games with her because I could see, because I'm quite athletic myself. I've grown up that way. I love it. But she was just expert, she was like, she was competitive in this wonderful way. Yeah. And so incredibly poised, just this beautiful carriage. Yeah. Anyway, that's my, one other thing. I performed for Mara one time, and it was on Mara's birthday, the first time I was in India. I did a dance with Laurel McGreeny. I was the male counterpart, and she was the female, and we did this dance across from Amsari's kitchen, and it was a dance of the divine romance, and it was very funny. Well, Mara loved it, and then Laurel was leaving India the next day, and Meheru came to me and she says, Rosalie, you must do that again. I says, well, I can't really because, Laurel's leaving India. And, she was funny. She's funny. I'm funny. You can be funny. And but she was like relentless. She says, we'll do it with Shelley, with Teddy. She was relentless. And then so I ended up saying, I'll tell you what, I won't do the same thing, but I will do something funny. And then she kind of just let go of it, but I don't know, there was just a beauty to her intensity. Yeah. Jay Baba.
Jay Baba, Rosalie. Yeah, I totally agree. There was a picture of she and I in the garden before I left the day I was leaving, and The intensity was just so amazing. It just forced tears from my eyes, just sitting with her. Dana, J Papa.
Jay Baba. Jay Baba, I was trying to think, the beautiful, by the way, beautiful, all of everything that's been done so far, just wonderful. So happy you read those things, Gordon. I know that's not in your nature to put yourself out front like that, as it wasn't in Meheru's nature to put herself out front too. And I think we all took a page from her book, trying to learn to do these things, because she was forced by her destiny to be the last woman standing, really. And there she was, and she would be so poised. She'd be sitting on the porch, holding forth about the new life, greeting new people, supervising some making of a garland, giving Shelley and Casey instructions about going inside and getting buttons for children, all just at the same time, not missing a beat. Somebody would come up and ask her a question, and she'd answer the question, then she'd go right back to where she was in the new life story. She was so focused, and she was so smart. She was really brilliant. We used to do crossword puzzles, and I'm very bad at them. And she would get the whole thing down before I'd done 3 things in it. I was trying to think of what to share today, that I know a lot has been said about her athleticism and there's so many qualities of hers that people are familiar with. And then I just decided to look at some diaries and find just some little incidents. I really didn't write that much, but I found a few things I thought I'd just share. They're just little bits and pieces of things. I hope everyone knows about her love of dogs. I didn't write about that in my diaries, but she could have written tomes about dogs, and she sort of trained us all to be dog trainers along with what she knew. I feel like I could write a few chapters about dogs now myself, but I was a dog sitter on her behalf several times. The dogs got first class treatment by Meheru. And one time I think I offered to give one of the dogs her medicine, and she said, no, I've been given this duty by Baba and I'm going to do it. So that was interesting. I think she only let Shelley do that. I think this is in 2001, Meheru said some very inspired words at Mera's shrine about how in this very arid and desert place, he had put his most beautiful rose to bloom for all time, so that his lovers would always feel and receive the fragrance of his love. She told us later in the car how the thoughts and words had come to her. Divana heard that they had come to her in the Samadhi. I missed that, but it certainly sounded right. She was so calm and gracious with everyone throughout. She must have been feeling Mera's presence so much. It felt very beautiful and natural. Everyone seemed natural. Sitting on the, this is in 2003. Sitting on the veranda of the big bungalow, this quote, was it from Kabir? Said by Baba to Meheru at a time, a Mitrani did not come when Baba called her to him. Mitrani is the sweeper. When Baba called her to him to compliment her on her work, possibly, loosely translated and even more loosely recalled by me. There are those who ask and are not given. There are those who are called and do not come. There are those who ask and are given. There are those who do not ask, but when called are ready. And then I wrote myself a note, ask her if it was a quote from Kabir by Baba. I think it was Kabir. Oh yes, and Meheru was also speaking of how the saints and perfect ones who can put aside their death for reasons, they can control their times of death. She gave a story of a man who approached a saint to bow down to him and realizing he was dying, did not know what to do because it was also the time for prayers. So the saint came back from death and told him to attend the prayers and that he could then attend to his burial. He did both. Kabir was worshipped by both Hindus and Muslims, and when it came time to either bury or cremate them, his form disappeared from under the sheet he was wrapped in, and only a garland was there. so there could be no argument about it between the factions. Perfect one, also told by Meheru this morning. Sitting on the veranda with Meheru, this is 2003, March. Sitting on the veranda with Meheru, she's looking for references to Warrior and to the cage room in Balaji's record room copies of the Meher Baba journals. All of this sets her off on a long and wonderful reminiscence of times with Baba, plays and skits put on for him when she would come back from school, not by her, but ones she would watch, especially recalling the parts played and directed by Mani. Later inside, she recalls Mani playing Hitler, somebody playing Mussolini, and somebody playing Chamberlain. And you probably have heard these stories before, remembering maybe who played them. We also heard about Katie playing an Italian butcher. And today, Katie was singing Italian songs that she recalled from Narina. Meheru was remembering the many who were put on silence by Baba and how it really gave the others a great deal of work to do as they had to figure out what they were saying in sign language. Margaret turning out the light one time when Nadine and somebody, maybe, I'm not sure, and Nadine and somebody was having an argument in sign language and she wanted to stop interpreting for them, so she just turned out the light. Meheru remembering something about Baba and the cage room, and she recalled something about Warrior, the dog, being around this time. Warrior dies before Elizabeth goes to America. Elizabeth was very upset, and Baba told her that Warrior had some important work to do for him, and he just needed this short life, and was then to take another birth. This message of Baba's is in the 8th volume of the biography. I wrote myself a little note about that. No matter how sweetly the crow sings, he will never be a bulbul, a nightingale. And no matter how fast the mule runs, he will never be Dur, Mohammed Syed's horse, a mare. This is a poem that Meheru recited today to Alice Scholes. She had told it to me recently also. Alice wrote a story for her grandchild, which Meheru had read, Kalki and Adim, Hindu name and Muslim name. This evening, during the time I do the flowers, Meheru was talking to me about Kitty and Margaret, Rano and Nani. A lot of details, especially funny, was how Baba, when everyone had to go through Margaret's room on the way to swimming, Baba would add detritus to her already messy bed and then say, "Do you sleep on it? Do you actually sleep here? Where do you sleep, Margaret?" Big contrast between Rano's punctilious nature and Margaret's live and let live. Then Meheru said such an interesting thing. Meheru was so fond of Margaret that she would want to take Margaret along while traveling, etc., but that for his work, for her competency in dealing with all the arrangements, people, language in India, etc., he would really need Rano. So that is usually who he took. Because of her directness with people, she could get things done. Meheru also said sometimes the Indians were a bit afraid of Rano, too, because she would challenge incompetency or lack of punctuality, things that would intimidate them somewhat. Meheru said that Margaret had said it was a choice between becoming a writer or becoming a dancer in her life. We were speaking about how wonderfully well she spoke and described scenes in India or anywhere. You could see the whole thing. And Meheru, of course, was a fantastic writer herself, just beautiful writer, which we know from her songs and that book that she wrote with Susan's wonderful illustrations. I'll skip that. And this is what happened. This is a comment about why I don't have more good stories that she told. Meheru keeps telling these wonderful episodes, but I cannot for the life of me remember them when they're over. However, I do remember that tonight she was telling me about she and Gohir cleaning the guest house when they stayed there, because there was some problem with the helpers that Elizabeth had lined up and Bessie couldn't do it or something. Bessie was needed elsewhere. Nevertheless, at certain times, no matter how totally they cleaned it, Elizabeth would have someone else come in and do it weekly. It was her way. Also, she told me about when Bessie first used the stove, it went bang, and they all rushed in to see what she had done. She hadn't done anything. It was just the stove. Also, she said that when Rana was assigned in India to look after Narina's washing and things, Narina was very embarrassed to have Rana look after her washing. And she said she would make it up to her when they came to Myrtle Beach and she would look after them. Elizabeth took it more in stride, according to Meheru, as she wanted to do whatever Baba had arranged. Well, Narina couldn't ever do what she planned to do in Myrtle Beach because she was too sick and Rano had to look after her even more. And there's a little story about Begum the pony, but I think I'll skip that. And then we were talking about a mutual friend of ours who was very ill, and she was quoting Kabir, saying something, the body is only a house of clay. We have, and she said she was talking about the person actually being attached to her body and to her house. And she was saying that she's learning to become detached from both now. I think that's all I have for now. But Meheru was so important to me. She was so important to all of us, but she was hugely important in my life, I must say. So many qualities have been described about her, but her focus, her total focus on Baba. I mean, Baba was all there was for her. That's all there was. Everything about her was for him. So she was a constant reminder to those of us who came into contact with her through great good fortune. Thank you, Jai Baba. I think that's all out of me for now. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Dana. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Kind of felt like I was on the veranda. That was just beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, sweet.
Oops, I didn't mean to. I'm still.
Watch it. Betty?
I just found in our newsletter article that we had, Meheru came out to where we live now, Baba House, for a Sahavas, which was wonderful. So, and I have a couple of stories from that. I think I'll just show our newsletter because it has a couple of nice photos of her. And if you don't mind, I'll just read it online if that's okay. Let me see here. Here we go.
Sounds great, Betty.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Can you see it all now? I'm not sure. Let's see. Excuse me. Let me go back. Let me see if I can maximize screen so it can be bigger. I think I have to do that first. Sorry, I'm kind of inept here.
You're with family, Betty. You don't have to.
Oh. Let's see. I guess maybe I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay. All right. So here goes. This is Meheru. I'm gonna read. Sorry, is that big enough? I don't know how to maximize it.
I think it's great, Betty. Go ahead and read.
Okay. All right. I'm going to read, speaking of dogs, this is a lovely story about Meheru, and I think it's Rolly. I don't know if it's Raleigh. I'll just read it. As many of you know, Meher Baba was very fond of animals, and over the years had all manner of birds, horses, peacocks, cattle, and even pigs in his ashram. And like her beloved Baba, Meheru shared this love, especially for dogs and particularly for our Meherazad dog, Rolly. Rolly was born on Meherazad property 12 years ago as one of 8 puppies, and he was so round and roly-poly like a little black bear that Meheru named him thus. And during the last few years of her life, she became preoccupied with his care so much that even though he had slept outdoors for years, she created a bed in her room for him to sleep on at night. And it seemed that this bed grew in proportion and elegance daily. Even during the summer heat, Meheru was so concerned that the aging Rolly be comfortable, that she would cover him with an old skirt of hers at night, checking often to see that it was still spread over him. It appeared to those of us around her that she felt his comfort to be of more importance than her own. Of course, as you can imagine, we did not agree. Rolly was sound sensitive, which meant that whenever there were firecrackers or thunder, he would become anxious and restless and shake all over. The summer months in India marked the wedding season, and post-wedding celebrations were punctuated by firecrackers, lots of them. So it's not unusual for Rolly to be in an anxious state when there is good cause. But 2 days before Meheru's stroke, Rolly started exhibiting anxiety without any apparent reason. Rolly was always good at getting our attention, banging on doors or poking you with his nose when he wanted to be petted. And there didn't, let's see, but now he just walked around the house whimpering. He wasn't in pain. There were no firecrackers or thunder, and there didn't seem to be anything in particular that he wanted. He simply whimpered all day long, and we were helpless to understand why. I had to give him medication to ease his agitation. One morning on the 19th, I was planning to consult our vet about this new and inexplicable behavior, when at around 8:30 in the morning I heard Rolly and our other 2 dogs barking furiously. Meheru had just finished her breakfast and was on the veranda, outside the kitchen, washing her dishes at the sink. And when I heard the barking, I ran. I knew that something was terribly wrong. I found Meheru on the ground with her legs outstretched in front of her, propped on her left arm, sitting quietly. As I approached her, I wondered why she wasn't calling out or telling me what had happened or what hurt her. But as I got nearer, I saw the reason. Her face was asymmetrical, and her eyes, though open, were unfocused. I knew she had had a stroke. I squatted down beside her and leaned against her back to support her, asking, "Meheru, can you speak? Can you understand me?" There was no response. I called for help, and as everyone gathered around Meheru, preparing to transfer her onto a stretcher, and then onto Goher's bed in the house, Meheru closed her still, unfocused eyes and lost consciousness. This is Shelley speaking, was in Tavern Talk. Meheru's dear friends arrived, and we began the vigil which we prayed would bring her back to health, long after we had settled Meheru on Goher's bed and begun her care. I thought about Rolly's behavior the previous 2 days and realized that, of course, as is the case with dogs, he knew what was coming and was just expressing his grief. During the last 2 days of Meheru's life, Rolly laid on the ground near her bed. Despite his being in the way, after Meheru passed and her body was laying in state, he slept just 15 feet away from her at the back of Mandali Hall. Despite efforts to shoo him away, he remained there steadfastly until the 22nd, when we took Meheru to Mehrabad for cremation. Now there are another couple. I remember a couple of stories that didn't make into the newsletter. I think I'll stop at this point and maybe come back here. We had a grand time with Meheru, and she was Baba House is kind of a small farm, and she loved it being out here. I was telling Ruth earlier that we lived near a beautiful abbey up on a hill, and she kind of expressed a desire to go to Vespers. So this was after Sahabas was over. A few of us piled into cars and went with her to evening Vespers. It was 5 o'clock, and it was fine, but afterwards on the way back, somebody asked her, "What did you think, Meheru?" And she said, "Well, it was a little dry, having been with God Himself." Right. So also we have a big hill with and at the time Jim Wilson, who had Baba House before us, had put a big swing, a long swing that went way out over the hill. Uh, Jean tells the story. His wife, Jim's wife, said, "I saw Meheru go over to the swing, and I thought, oh dear God, please don't let her get on that swing, and don't let her jump off." Well, she got on the swing. That was it. She started the swing, and she thought, oh, don't let her. Sure enough, Meheru jumped off when it was a down slope on the hill, and she didn't fall, but she really stumbled, and people ran up and caught her. And then afterward, Jean told her, yeah, she said, I asked Baba, don't, or I think it was, how did that go? I said, don't get on there. And she said, Meheru said to her, "That was Baba telling you. Why didn't you tell me?" Oh, so that was the story of the swing. And okay, I'll go back to reading. There was another wonderful moment. Just sitting, we were all sitting on the front porch, and she just said, "Well, why don't you tell how you came to Baba?" So everybody, it was just, I have nothing specific to say but she just knew what to say and when. She was so appropriate, and it was so special for all of us to have that moment with her. Okay, so am I taking too much time? Are there other hands, Ruthie?
I think you're good, honey. I see Tom Riley's there, and I think he has a story. And but
Let's go. We can come back to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see. I don't know if you're ready, Kathy. Did Tom want to tell his story? There you are. Can't quite hear you though.
Let's see.
There you are. Now I hear you perfectly.
Oh, can you hear us still?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you great. Thanks.
So, Tom had a wonderful connection, beautiful story, which I remember he told last time we had this wonderful Meheru Fest, but it's worth repeating because it's so touching. So, in 1962, at the East-West Gathering, during one of the, in between the morning session and the afternoon session, Tom had brought his lunch. So he was sort of wandering through Guru Prasad, and at a certain point, I'm not sure if it was right before the afternoon session with the Easterners and Westerners, Tom, or in the morning, but Meheru and few of the women were sitting nearby, and Tom, you saw Meheru sort of and started dwelling upon her exquisite beauty. You know how,
I don't recall.
Yeah, she was so, you were saying how beautiful Meheru was. And as Tom was thinking how beautiful Meheru's face was and what incredible spiritual vibration was coming from her, all at once Baba caught Tom's attention.
And sent me money.
And sent you money. And threw some rupees out to the, no. Baba looked at you and nodded and smiled.
And said, "Pay more attention to Kathy."
No, pay more attention. Yeah. You didn't even know me then. Okay, so it was such a beautiful moment that Tom just thought to himself how beautiful Meheru is in every way. Baba turned, nodded, and smiled his agreement. So that's the story, and we're sticking to it.
It's a beautiful story, and we'll send money.
Money, they're sending money. Everybody there, maybe?
Maybe, maybe.
Not I, not I.
Everybody's agreeing. We're going to all send money, Tom.
Kathy needed much more attention. So she took off.
No, don't say, don't, stop. Okay, so has the Keep Me in the Circle been already sung?
Well, you know what? We could hear it again. We just put it on the video, but we could certainly hear it if you have it ready for us. Yes.
It just reminds me of what a gift it was to be able to, receive that song. And I'm sure Meheru, it's interesting that Dana was saying that she was such a wonderful writer, and this to me is so beautifully written, and of course Heather's melody is so beautiful too. So let's see if I
Who said she wrote it for us new ones?
say that again.
Meheru wrote it for us new ones.
Oh yeah, is that Dana?
Yes.
Oh, did she say that to you? That's so beautiful. Wow. I was as a languishing stream, without a babble, without a dream, till I felt life within me surge and fill me with an urge to know my soul, to reach the goal, and to give my life to the ocean whole. You changed my world the day you came into my life. Oh, keep me in the circle, in the close circle. Keep me in the circle of your love. Okay. I had. Oh. Okay, sorry. Okay. I had wandered in a desolate land where hope would not grow, till the day you took my hand and you let me know of a love so tender, a love so true. Meheru